and steady. I keep waiting for the motion of the night. So let me, I get up when I'm ready. I stay calm and steady. I keep waiting for the motion of the night. So let me, so let me, so let me, so let me, let me, let me, let me, let me, let me.
All right. We're back. Good to see everybody. Hello, Tommy. Salty made it over. Food check, coffee check from Seabroth Thrust. Hello, Ted, Lucas. Ruining. It says start the fucking stream. Well, to be fair, it did start. Can't say I didn't do that. Hello to Caballo Loco. Hey, he's not missing any of the action. Great to see you, Caballo. He's well aware that the jurisdiction doesn't extend over to kick. Miyagi, great, I can chat again. Hello? I see the chats. There's Divitox. What up, JT? I went subscriber only earlier. Ah, that explains it. We did go sub only, although we were really supposed to only be sub only to choose subs to battle. It wasn't supposed to stay that way. You can blame Moistad for that. I forgot to put it back. Man, you should have just told me. I would have taken it off. Yeah, my bad. You should have just told me, man. Filthy commoners at the gate. Speaking of filthy commoners, we're getting set for our co-main event, Divitox and Tommy. Ruining says, play the game, bitch. I'm in shock. And Ruining is a brand new, never chatted here before account. We're excited to have you here. Came over just from Twitch. He must be.
I think so.
Play the game, bitch.
Because how can you know?
I believe he's talking to you, Tommy, or it could be you, Divitox, since those are the next lads slated to play a game.
You know, most people paint like this, or black and white, or you know. Now they have
Hard to tell. It must be one of them, though.
So you have to go through it to get to it.
Divitox. $16.38 with a high of $16.78. Tommy Fookin Shelby. Sounds good, Crosby. I'll write in Discord if I'm taking either side. Cheers, bud. Okay. Tommy 1682 with I have 1746. So very, very good matchup once again. I'll start the first game, Tommy, and then you guys can rematch from there. That's how we'll do it. Liking this tune. So 3-0. No, Tommy, this is main event. If you and Divi are up for it, I'd have it first to 6. This is a co-main event, buddy. That was an undercard earlier. So if you're up for it, Tommy, first to 6. Otherwise, we can do first to 5. Tommy and his chirps are ready. Tommy is definitely ready. He's chirping. I wonder if he's gonna have anything to chirp about. Hopefully he gets the result he's looking for. Divitox, Tommy. We got a coin toss to do. It'll be first to 6. Divitox, I'm gonna let you call it. Heads. Incoming. Divitox and his grandma both like the same thing, comment. It's tails. Tommy? What'll it be? All right, the white pieces for the Shelby. (3-0), first to 6. I'll start the first game. You guys rematch from here. I'll give you a sec to get on chess.com/play/online. And mute the stream, of course. Only check back in when the match is over or when the match is 6-6. And we'll figure out tie breaks if needed. Good luck, gentlemen. Our co-main event with WILDHACKS and the Cannon standing by. Looking for Divitox. First to 6. Soon. Still looking for Divitox. Still looking for the lad. I don't see Divitox. We can't start without the players. Here they are. Keep trying and you'll get her in there. Is this the rat? Did he go to G8? No. The rat is like this. And like knight H5, I think. I think it's like that against E4. You think Tommy might just flag a bunch of games? You don't trust the guy in 3-0? Tommy's played a good deal of 3-0 matches. Okay, Divitox. Well, I tell you what, folks. He saw this coming. He did not like the look of it. Is Divitox okay here? Is he well? Good lord. You guys got one piece out. It's move 10. He's 1640. Horrid. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is no better. I'm very surprised we didn't see this. Very simple move as well. Mr. Counter Gambit says Black's position is great except for one thing. Oh, and what could that be? Terrible move right here. Of course, Tommy's gonna have an amazing position regardless, so yeah. But if you're gonna play h3, do it right away so that your queen can take back. If you're not gonna play h3, that's fine. Queen e1, I can get behind that move. But then here, don't play it now. The whole point of getting out of the way of the pin is now you can use your knight. Maybe knight g5. So he kind of combined two things. We'll see if he lets Divitox breathe a little bit. This is really nasty. Oh, he had to go back. Oh my goodness. No, but this is a troll. This shouldn't even be close. Some nerves here from both players. Terrible start for Divitox. Rook takes f6, needed to happen. Tommy didn't do it, and now, even though Tommy's completely winning, I can see things going south. Well, that one's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help you there, lad. Nasty. Tommy should not mess this one up. Failing to win this would be catastrophic for the match. I mean, he's moved 25 and Divitox has a queen develop, so that speaks for itself. Yeah, these guys were putting a month ban on the line. Serious chads here that we're dealing with. 1 monther. A low ban. It just kind of happened, man. Now, this would be the most likely move, but it does allow this one. I mean, everything is rough here. Get him out! That was kind of nasty. Divitox needs to bounce back and forget about that as fast as possible. Big KO there. Upsonics, you know, after the match win, he's just enjoying himself in the Pulvinus, enjoying the view. Tommy off to a great start, but it was more because Divitox just played the worst opening ever, maybe the nerves, and less that Tommy played amazing. I think Tommy actually kind of let him back into the game slightly, but he never threw the advantage away. Okay, we'll get our food here. Someone said they had, you know, the drinks ready, popcorn ready. I gotta get on your level because we got matches happening. That was you, chessbrah thrust, wasn't it? Oh, the Irish pawns. How did that happen? Those look funny. Tommy can't complain here. So Tommy's got this position where every single thing is defended now. Very comfortable for the guy. But this exists. Tommy's like really trying to go for the win here. I don't know what the situation is. Yeah, he wants to play for that win. Just shows you the mindset here. Divitox stops the bleeding, but Tommy, easy draw. And the guy's up in the match, so he's fine with it. Baz Maniac 5 kicks out. Thank you, Baz. And it's 1.5 half. Got some friendlies there. Mr. Counter Gambit, Ruining, Panda's Twitch Live. Yeah, he's now a sub. Start the fucking reset. Hello, Enzo. First to 3.5? Nope, first to 6. Not best of 6 or anything. Alright. Food secured. Scotch says Divitox kind of plays like a beta. Well, E5, it's not great, but it's definitely not beta from Tommy, that's for sure. H5, Tommy playing with some energy there. Yeah, it's weird that that H pawn, like basically this pawn push, shouldn't just out of nowhere do really well for white. F takes is a little surprising. I mean, H takes looks fine. But yeah, Tommy actually got a very reasonable position here. This pawn is loose, that's not even hanging. I agree. Definitely not the most inspiring Divitox play. Tomorrow I'm doing some chess.com event in the afternoon, so I'm not sure I'll make it for TT. But I will be hosting our viewer tournament tomorrow night. That's a guarantee. Mattis, are you having a good Louis Riel day? Okay, Salty's trolling hard. Always Juan Lartens. Probably this from Divitox. It's a good move. Is Eddie here? Good question. I wonder if he made the journey over with us. I don't think so, because you would need knight d5 for that fork, Happiest Bear, and the rook would be on d8. This is more what Divitox is looking to do. That's a very difficult mate to stop, especially because he can threaten it again. But just look at the time. Tommy is just ticking down here. Okay. Divitox kind of went whole hog there. 95 for no reason. But does Tommy really have the lights out speed that he'll need? 4 seconds. Check is coming. Oh, he didn't anticipate the check. Ooh, Divitox. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get that win. Just to piss off his opponent even more. 1.5 to 1.5. Big comeback win from Divitox there. Getting on the board. First good game we've seen from the guy. Hello, Tapions. We're doing viewer matches, buddy. It's definitely a funny looking move, bishop h3. Divitox, I mean, someone was saying that Divitox plays like a beta. I mean, yeah, he does. That's the most beta setup I've ever seen. Like, what the hell, man? Can't be playing chess like that. Low T for sure. Quantity sufficient. Thanks for the 10 kick subs. Lots of matches today, Quantity. I don't know how many you've caught. But I know you've been here for at least a little bit. Saw you on Twitch there. Buying the board flips in bulk. Are you banking them, or would you like to start using them now? it'll start to look like people are just dabbing like non-stop with all the board flips. Oh, man. Oh, that knight. Oh, man, that's so tough to look at. Yeah, I mean, good luck. Good luck. How? How? How do you go from winning the queen you could have won the queen and you got mated? Rook takes h3. How do you go from up a queen to checkmate in this amazing position? Even if you don't fucking move at all and just pass the move to your opponent is better than taking the pawn. Taking the pawn is so bad. Tommy didn't see it. Oh, Lord. I mean, dude, you can't hang your pieces that much, man. Tommy, what do you think this is? Ridiculous! Divitox is up 2.5 to 1.5. It's first to 6. Let's see it. Oh my god. Divitox, what the flying hell? I'm tired of Divitox developing his knight and then undeveloping his knight. Why does he do it? Why? Why does Divitox do it? Divitox, it's move 11! You've got no pieces move! Jesus Christ, you're useless. What the hell are these openings, man? Well, what are you thinking here? How are you expecting to win games when it's move 12 and you haven't moved a goddamn piece yet? Good Lord. I'd like to point out that Divitox is winning the match. How does Divitox have a playable position? How is it playable? How is it playable? That's all I want to know. The Divitox move is knight back, but hopefully he plays queen there, and he does. This one might go there. Should do this. That's a weakness. It's tempting to go here. Yeah, it does hand over that square, but objectively it's a good move. This guy probably wants to go there, and you don't want to swap these. So, like this, you'd probably react... Oh. Yeah. Okay, not the worst, but... Okay, this move will bother the position. I don't know why we're giving that up. He might have a light square or dark square concept, so I'm okay with that. Tommy's gonna have to show some understanding here, though. Here, I think we can grab. Yeah. Huh? Tommy's going full Divitox. You gonna put it back? What the hell? Put our king in the middle and we're putting it right back. Very confusing stuff. Now he's even giving a target. I mean, I struggle to understand here. No, I mean, this is a huge choke. Like, oh, how can you play like this? This position, black doesn't have a move here. It's pretty much like Zugzwang. Oh man, this is awful. What a choke from Tommy. What a choke. Trying to think how he could survive here. He's got to do this. No doubt about it. Okay, this should be pretty convincing here. Dude, how are you a 1600 player with this move? Like, what? Huh? What's Tommy? Like, why? Just go normal. What is the weirdest match ever? 1600s, by the way. I think Tommy's got this on time. Maybe for the flex. Here, here, and here. Nice. Nice. 2.5, 2.5. I'm glad this match is tied because these guys are playing at the same level. Whatever level that is, it's identical. I don't get it. Do you remember that opening? Can you believe that that game we just watched? Divitox didn't have a single piece moved off the last rank. By move 13, was it? Seems like it zoomed. I believe you can definitely speak on that topic. Some people, Tim, but only the most elite. They are spoken about in whispers. I like this from Divitox. Very good to kind of encourage this move, and then that becomes the target. So 1, 2, and 3. I like that. Now, white has some plan of grabbing this and then trading these. So, like if this happens, which, yeah, we do expect. After this, I think you kind of want to follow up with this. He just goes straight for it. I mean, Tommy's not sure what to say about this decision. He has no regard for the value of the material here. Okay, weird move, but I guess it gets it done. There you go. That's what you want. Even if you're up material, when you're playing against the two bishops and you've got a bishop, trade the same color bishops off. That's just always good. And credit to Tommy, not trading the bishop off. That's exactly what you should do. I think it might be time to eliminate this. I think it says right on your profile, your stats page there. chessbrah thrust. 1301 and 88.4, yeah. 1600 is up there in the 90s. 1500 is human. 1800 is an actual level. Tommy's down on time and down a rook, so I think it's safe to say this one's over, and that will put the icing on the cake. There it is. Tommy with his c4 here. Has he been playing c4 every game? Has Divitox played a game where his knight has developed and just remained developed? Like, dude, you're killing me here. These knights are so depressed. Oh my goodness. Just do it, why don't you? Oh, it's always these nasty positions for Divitox. Like, I don't know how he's up in this match. The way he plays at the beginning here is crazy. Oh, it's just gross. Yeah. No queen trade for you. That's really frustrating to deal with. I think you literally have to just retreat. Maybe retreat all the way so that you can bring your knight there. This is so far a masterclass from Tommy. Yeah, knight c5. Still, I don't know what the next move is going to be, though. What? Why are we doing that? I do not understand that decision. I would play maybe this. Slide that over. Because you want to do something like this, but it's not quite the move. Yeah, like if you were going to double the rooks there, you had to do it last turn. Now, black has an open file. Tommy's always like opening lines for the opponent's pieces for no reason. No reason. Maybe this one. I feel like that'll stand out to him. Yep. Maybe this one. Black is a little bit better here, I bet. I would consider this even, just to keep that. Oh, man. Black's position is killer now. Okay, so he does go here. Maybe he'll do this. Yeah, that's probably a good move. Very aggressive, but he needs a very aggressive move. He's down on time. He's thrown this game again. Okay. And this one's coming next. Gotta be this, I think. Like if you move, of course, this one's also loose, so I feel like that has to happen, but it's not good regardless. Low Crosby 87. I didn't take the other side, but yeah, Tommy and Divitox. Tommy, in my opinion, is playing better. Like, Divitox is playing really badly in the openings, but he's somehow winning. It's like mind-blowing right now. So I feel like I gotta give Divitox credit. At the same time, I'm like, for what? What's he doing? He's not playing well. But he's winning. And he's winning a lot. And you gotta be results oriented. Key-O. A key-O. Like, even here, Tommy's winning, and Divitox is gonna take here probably. Unreal. Divitox with another win. Like, Divitox is literally winning with bishop e2, bishop d2. First to 6. Again, Divitox, like, categorically worse from the opening. Divitox, I haven't seen him in a good position like all game, or all match rather. Rough pawn structure. Hello to Harashiva. Yeah, bishop b2, pawn d3, I don't like it. But Divitox gets it done, man. You cannot overlook that. Alright. We're processing the Tommy choke. That's step one. It's happening, so you just gotta let it develop here. I would like to go here. It's always a great feeling. Black already has that. His escape square is on a dark square. Tommy is, he's just, man, Tommy, dude. It's crazy. Ooh, D3 from Tommy. Okay, even Tommy's not playing his normal openings. Divitox finally has his two knights on their best and normal squares. This is very exciting. We have a new day list, yes. Lounging Jazz House Monday evening. All right, let's hear it. Maybe a good opening from Divitox will mean that he does not win. Exactly what I was thinking, Charlotte. Okay. Tommy's pieces are on funny looking squares. Something I usually say about Divitox's position. But at the end of the day, if he wins right here, guess what? He will have won a match 6.5 to 2.5. If anyone was looking at the match, they'd be like, okay, but that's a crush. Dude, Tommy! After night here, Tom, he's gonna go there and we just pack it up. At that point, we just pack it up. Tommy. Tommy is so susceptible to tilt. Like, he's just hanging rooks in these matches. Not even close. Tommy, dude, you got killed, man. Pause. Waiting for a Divitox grandmother joke. But really, you got, like, just destroyed here, man. This wasn't even close. I don't know what to say. Divitox, I have to give you your flowers, man. Because I was struggling to find a game where I was convinced you played a good opening. It might have been in 0 of them. No good openings. Some games, you literally had all your pieces on the back. Like, I didn't know what to say, man. this was truly a terrible match from Divitox's perspective, but then he's got a lot of the things that make a great blitz player. Doesn't quit on the position, got some speed at the end, always was faster than his opponent. He didn't make any major blunders, like let's say losing an entire like rook or knight. That was what Tommy was doing, and not doing those things gave him the upper hand. But some of these openings from Divitox were just awful. First round, one of the worst positions, like bishop f8, knight c6, knight back, knight's going to g7. Like, dude, it's move 15 and you've got a knight fianchetto. I mean, what are we even speaking about here? Next game, this game was pretty boring from both sides. In a good way, it means it was well played. This game, Divitox was up a pawn, and then Tommy made some counterplay happen. It's honestly a pretty decent game by both. But Divitox, yeah, just got Tommy on time here. Pretty solid. Right? He got back on the horse. Then there was this one. Divitox, this was one of the worst games I've ever seen. Like, allowing e5. You constantly allowed all your knight. There wasn't a game where it didn't happen. Where Tommy pushed a pawn and your knights had to like retreat to g8 or b8. It was awful. You gotta have more control of the center of the board, man. e6, terrible. Oh, look at this position. How are we not winning here, Tommy? It's crazy. This position as well. Tommy brought the king to the center. He has an amazing position. And then Tommy, like, his brain malfunction, and the guy takes the king out of the center, goes back, and then says, h3, let me open up a file for you. You look depressed, not having anything to do. Let me help you out there, and let me lose a pawn so that I'm now worse. Tommy, you got the guy, like, ball gag in. You got Divitox. h4. Right? King c3. a4. Like, play for b5. Rook b1. Dude, the guy can't. He's suffocating here. But then you just hand him his counterplay with g4. I'm like, oh my lord. Felt really bad to watch this one go south. What was this one? Oh yeah, this was one of Divitox's better games. From this moment on, Tommy was tilted. I could just tell. It's like hanging this. In the next game, he hung his rook on a8. And then in the game after that, the game we just saw, he hung his rook on c2. Like, Tommy just stopped functioning. Oh, you
so
hear...
you're really agitated there. Really
I think you can relate. Tommy Fookin Shelby and tough matches.
Well, watching Australians has been horrible.
Honestly, Tommy lost the match 6.5, 2.5, and I'm convinced Divitox is the one that can't play chess.
Yeah.
That's crazy for a scoreline like that.
No surprise. Divitox is a yapper, but
Like, some really bad stuff.
when your main matches are playing against him repeatedly, it's not gonna, set you up to perform.
Right. You need to elevate your sparring partners.
Yeah. Your environment. Whether the iceberg and then. Not a good transition. Oh well.
Yeah, let's not forget Divitox. Your openings were better here when you did this. But at some point, Divitox, you kind of like neutered yourself, man.
Oh, hello, Nicola.
You started playing chess like this. Like, this is low T, man. There's like 4-year-olds that can play this. We need higher energy openings from you there, Mr. Div. Can't argue with results. That's what I'm coming to terms with myself. I have to admit that. Thanks for the 5 subs, Nicola. Good evening from Bazmaniac and the Leafs. Yep.
Good evening to Bass Maniac from the Calgary Flames.
Nice over.
Oh, big over, big dub.
That's great.
But you want to know what's crazy? Canucks are up 5-2. Did anyone tell you they're up 5-2 against the Wild in the third?
I only know the final score.
Okay, Canucks are great this year. Wild suck.
Yeah.
And then you see the final score. They're up 5-2
in the third.
in the third.
Holy.
5-2 to go to 10-7 or something, right?
To give up 8 goals in the third period.
Yes. Yes.
As like pretty much the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
top team
And
in the
their
league.
goalie Demko is like top 3 in the league.
And he was in, obviously.
I think he was in. I think he got.
Holy smokes.
Anyways, that was crazy.
8
That's
goals.
an over that.
Yeah.
Somebody hit a
16 and a half.
plus 10,000. Hey, Skinny Eddie, how you doing? Yeah. Well, Divitox, if you did more campaigns, you'd get more rewards and you'd have some more gym classes.
That's right. That's right. You
It
could
was
be
the
in
Smith-
on rewards alone.
Oh, the former Penguins goalie. Ah, that might explain it.
Right.
One of Moist
Can't
Dude's-
soil his good name.
One of Moist Dude's disciples.
That makes more sense, actually, knowing that.
Do you need anything after watching that? Are you good?
I just have this in 4 minutes, but he's trying to find us here.
That's food?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's
I'll
all.
bring it up.
Thanks.
You got it. Keep the door open.
Hello, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
It is indeed a ban on Tommy. Let's make sure to add this to the registry. It's crazy. Tommy, as bad as we're talking about Divitox's openings, he definitely played better middle games and no big blunders from Divitox. Some stuff I didn't like, some bad openings, but no big blunders. Tommy Fookin Shelby, however, will be serving his ban for that match right there. Tommy, GG's, thanks for fighting. We're gonna need more Tommy matches. Would you like to do the honors, Gory? Alright, we'll let Gory do the honors. Tommy's out of here. That's one you don't get to do every day, Gory. Feels good, man. Tommy ate a ban. It was for Chess TV Divitox. A lot of eyes on your match. A lot of eyes. Seeing the dubs. Go Divitox. Four. I'm listening, Quantity. The main card is slated for now, but wondering where Big Wild is. He's streaming. Jeez. WILDHACKS is streaming? WILDHACKS is streaming on Kick.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Wild hacks on kick. Wow.
This is infinite?
Well, wild hacks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Big Wild. I didn't know young Wild Hacks was just streaming on kick. I've never seen Wild Hacks stream in my life. Go Wild Hack. Big Chad cut, no?
Yeah, yeah. Cut. Pay for Argentinian day.
He does have a good quality cam. Look at this guy. Look at this Chad. Holy. Background blur. Getting set for a new Hinge photo.
Okay, he's also playing the stream on his like stream, so I hear you while he's talking.
Oh, good. It is live from Argentina. Wow. We actually have one of the biggest cards right now. We have Tim representing USA against Wild Hacks representing Argentina. This is a big main event here. Holy smokes. I didn't realize what was at stake here.
Wow, he's speaking Spanish.
Well, how can you understand it, bro?
Really mobile. Mohammed does.
There are odds, AG. Tim has 5 minutes. Wild Hacks has 3. Tim 5, Wild Hacks 3. Does Tim have a cam? I could potentially take Tim's Discord cam and Wild Hacks' kick cam. Although it'll be a little delayed. It's still doable. It would be a 1st to 6 main event. Tim and Chad Hacks from Argentina. AG's got 20 subs on Tim. Anyone supporting Wild Hacks? Maybe Nicola, other members of the tribe? Tim is gonna see what he can do, okay. 5 minutes on Tim's side, he gets 5 minutes for the game. Wild Hacks gets 3 minutes and it's 1st to 6. Crosby Nicola runs a different tribe. He's he may be in charge of one even more far-reaching. Okay. Let's pull Big Wild's can. Good stuff.
Oh, he's playing Viking.
Hey, Tubman, here with us today, and if you're just now joining us,
In sauna,
she
Tim?
was just about to tell us her,
Okay.
Who was?
Let me
Harriet
find
Tubman.
it here. Tim, I'm just gonna bring you to a different chat room so that in case people are joining the sauna, we'll just be listening to the join sound non-stop. So let me drag you down here, Tim.
Done with the coffee?
I am. Pants off, towels on in the sauna. Yep.
Here.
Oof. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yep. Perfect.
Asian pizza place here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Giving her a try.
Nice.
It's been
Smells good.
been a place that's been on my mind for a while. But I think they just joined the apps.
Ooh. Thank you for the reviews.
Yep, it should be good. All right, we got Tim. Tim, do you want to fire up the cam again? Sorry, when I move you from the sauna, the cam turns off automatically.
Is this thing on?
Here we go. All right, let me grab this
Hey,
here.
Tubman, here with us today, and if you're just
Tim
now joining
cam.
us,
We're blessed.
Harriet Tubman. She was just about to tell us her
Harry Tubman. Who's Harry Tubman?
Underground Railroad queen.
Wild Hacks and Tim. Here we go.
Underground Railroad queen.
Oh, Tim with the flex. Tim with the flex. There we go. There we go. We got everyone here. This is the main event here. I'll be changing our title here. And we'll get another Discord announcement. Gotta make sure we get everyone in.
That's a proper mad question.
Hands on, baby. All right. Gotta get an announcement in real quick. Now, just so we're all on the same page here, I am going to be adjusting the times at the start of each match. So I'll start it as a 5-minute match, and I'll be lowering Wild Hacks' time to 3 minutes. So Tim gets the full 5. Wild Hacks only gets 3. That'll be for every game in the match. And it is a 1st to 6. If it's 5.5, 5.5, keep playing. 6.5 wins. If it's 6-6, then come back to the stream. We'll have a tiebreaker to figure out. Time difference because there's a rating difference. WILDHACKS has a 2,000 peak. Tim's peak is just over 1,600. So there's a little bit of a rating difference right now, and there's certainly a peak difference as well. No win by 2, AG. No win by 2. It's just first to 6. Meaning 6.5, 5.5 would be a win. 6-5 would be a win. Crosby, which side are you on? We were able to get cams on for Nicola. Hopefully he's got his popcorn out. He's supporting you, WILDHACKS. I think Crosby87 supporting you. The house will be supporting Tim. Booked for 50, Crosby87. No mics. Let's let these guys focus, but we will have the cams on for the reactions. Who do you guys support? 10 subs between AG and Algu. Any other subs, any other bookings in the chat? Which side are you guys on? The odds are there. Tim and Sam have played before as well. So there's some history here. WILDHACKS has a 50 on himself. Any takers? Any last minute takers? Looking to fade Sam? Chess Ninja is even supporting Tim. Good lord. Undercrackers is supporting Tim. JC is on Tim. Squilzy supports the winner. Ah. Clever. Divitox is funny. WILDHACKS has some Argentinian jungle juice. I'll be starting the first game, but we can't do so without a coin flip first. So we'll let the lad call it who's furthest away, and that will be WILDHACKS. WILDHACKS, heads or tails, buddy? Tails. Never fails. Would you like the white pieces? Assuming yes, white pieces, WILDHACKS. Tons of people have picked the black pieces today, so I actually have to know. White pieces. Okay. Sounds good. Yep, chess.com/play/online. Let's get muted, Tim, WILDHACKS. We got game 1 coming up. WILDHACKS starting with white. Here we go. And I will be setting the time at the beginning of each game, reducing WILDHACKS' time to 3 minutes. There we go. Okay, what do we think of these openings here? Early start. He copied him. Can't go wrong if you just copy the opponent. Surely we see this. I like eval on like this. I'll do that for you. That's the best I can do for you guys. That's funny, Enthouse. You're right. You don't see Tim on top of the screen too often. Now Tim castled right into an open file, so the guy is brave. We know that. 2-minute time odds is a lot. I think it's more like, can WILDHACKS win in 3 minutes? It's more like a time trial, I feel like. I got my pizza. Anyone got some popcorn? A drink, a popcorn on the side. This is the main event. Professional, no?
We're gonna end up at an
Me and you, Mattis. Cheers. You might see this, and then this. Yeah. If this one doesn't happen, it's in big trouble. But even still, WILDHACKS has a great position. These pawns look scary, but I think it's honestly a long time until there's any real threats there. Okay, that's good as well. Same idea as this one. Wow, I just thought of something. This is pretty nasty, eh? Okay, he does give up 2 rooks for the queen. 1.5 minutes. We know that the 2 rooks are fine compensation for the queen. Like, usually they're better. The only reason that it's still up in the air here is because black's king is exposed. Position is a little bit closed, so the rooks can't do much. Uh-oh. The invasion. Watch out. This guy probably needs to... Ooh, I was going to say stay right where it was. Ooh. That's pain. But I guess he's got this one. This, and then maybe move. Yeah. So here... step out of the way. I feel like he might want to keep this pin. Less than a minute here for WILDHACKS, so now the time is really gonna play a role. No increment. I want to let everyone know that Tim just took WILDHACKS' first pawn. That was a big moment right there. Tim has 2 pawns. 2 left. Okay, we see what he's doing. Even though he might do this, that one comes with a check. Yep. You'd have to think that 24 seconds is enough time here. Well, it's certainly going to be enough time when there's a resignation. That's game 1 for Hacks. Yeah, WILDHACKS with the fresh fade looks ready for action. Five minutes to 3 minutes, indeed. Tim gets his 5. WILDHACKS gets his 3. New York City 3. It's first to 6, by the way, so lots of time.
Say anything to someone for them to know. They understand. And they don't have to say anything to you. Sometimes it's about a hug. It's about somebody holding you and telling you. Not even
No
telling
chat
you,
for this
that's
one.
what I'm saying. Holding you.
Tim is playing very fast right now. He could just be looking to win on time here. That's a mistake.
Holding you.
Tim is down a clear piece. But he's up a lot of time. More than the 2 minutes he was up at the beginning. It should be objectively an easy win for WILDHACKS. He's got a minute and a half. Tim is floundering here.
Sometimes you don't even have to say anything to someone for them to know. They understand. And they don't have to say anything to you. Sometimes it's about
This really, I mean, that move helps out, but
somebody holding you and telling you. Not even telling you anything, is what I'm saying. Holding you.
I don't think Sam is too concerned about these. Yep. Good start. Good start for the lad.
They don't have to say anything to you. Sometimes it's about a hug. It's about somebody holding you and telling you. Holding you.
Load of Argentinian. Marquee main event right here, buddy. And yes, first is 6. The good old days, Argentinian.
Sometimes
Reminds me of you.
you don't even have to say anything to someone for them to know they understand. And they don't have to say anything to you. Sometimes it's about a hug.
Tim needs a win to get energized. He's looking a little somber over there, a little stiff. Okay. Respect. This guy can always drop back there. He's got the right idea. At some point, you just have to call out the position and say, okay, I'm going to take the material. You got to show me. Trades. I mean, I don't think you're going to shy away if you're the cannon here. You got 2 extra pawns, right? 2, I think. Yep. Don't think a guy like AG would shy away. He'd say, sure.
I try to remember, but whenever he is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last?
F takes.
I don't know.
Huh? What the hell is F takes G6? Like, Tim knows better than that. There's no way. I mean, this is still Tim's best position. Material is equal. I mean, Tim's up a pawn, but it may as well be equal because they're doubled. And 1 minute and 21 seconds on WILDHACKS' clock.
I don't know.
That's right, happiest bear. The bar went down for white simply because queen takes was so strong, not because bishop takes was like a mistake. This, you know, definitely nervous there on both sides, honestly, but more for this guy because there's no threat here, whereas there is here. If this king was there, then I would feel the same.
What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Pay attention to the time. It's all about it right now. 1 minute 10 and ticking. Tim says, give me that escape square. Thank you, thank you. 53 seconds. More than a minute advantage for Tim Cannon. This is his game. He needs to bring one out here. This, but it's not actually that good.
I try to remember, but whenever it's coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing?
Tim is freezing. He just needs some quick moves here. Trades. There's a big one from Tim. Rookie 8's fantastic. That trade is massive for the position. Oh, Tim's not the type of guy to skip an opportunity to get them lasses off the board. Oh, yeah. That's the cannon move for sure. You're going to have to deal with an active king looking to sprint into position. So good luck, Tim. Because I'm not sure if this was worth it, bud. It's so easy to play when all you're doing is kind of like waltzing your king, you know? Ooh, mistake. Mistake here. I think black should have taken that opportunity to go like that. Because literally, I actually don't see an answer to just this. Like, I think it's cooked. At some point, black's gonna have to do this. So while it's clever because he played this, and he's probably gonna get things done here, I think it gave a last second opportunity for Tim to maybe sack that pawn and go there. But of course, sacking a pawn is tough to just do out of nowhere. Okay, G4. Hang on, Tim's got great chances here. Yeah, that's tough to see. That's tough to see. But Tim can just kind of do like this. Make sure he gives that up. Pretty good energy for Tim here. Tim went the wrong way. He had it here. It's not completely dead for Tim at all. Ten seconds. Let's see what he's looking for. Because, yeah, I was going to say, if he's looking for a draw, he's got his draw. He's obviously not going to lose. But I think Tim could have eked out a bit more from that game. So if you're Wild Hacks, I think you're happy with that. I think you're happy with that. Tim is on the board, though. When Tim gets a win, that will really shake things up. The bar is brutal, it really is. So we've seen this before. It was this, and Tim resigned. So good for him to switch things up. Not sure what he's gonna do next, but good for him. The reason that Tim's position is bothersome is you can't move this without that. You can't really deal with this very nicely without moving this again. And you can't jump in here without that. Oh my goodness! Dude! I've seen F3 from the cannon when there's a dark square bishop on the board. Boy, is that brutal. Bishop G3 was a little bit concerning. Oof. So this can't really happen yet. I feel like maybe this, these sorts of moves. Ooh, I like that one as well. AB for safety. Big fan of it. Yeah. Just, we know this is going to happen, so probably that. Yeah, this feels really good. And almost necessary now. Oh, dude. Dude. Oh, dude. What? How are these guys? I don't understand. How can this not be on anyone's radar here? What? By the way, it's forced. I'm in shock right now. Both of these guys, if they just stopped for a second and like took stock of the position. That's been there. That's been there for like 9 moves now. Yeah, once G6 was guarded, he was ready to go. Wild hacks, 3.5 to half. Tim needs to win desperately. Desperately. It really is just one. One win needed. Once you break the seal, different story. He's waving at you, AG. WILDHACKS is waving at you, I think. He doesn't want to trade queens with Tim. But after this move, he has to. Go, Tim! Huge move. This could turn things around. Calm, cool, collected. Tim Cannon. Uh-huh. Giving up the dark square bishop. And look at the move from the cannon. No double pawns, he says. This move coming. Probably this. This is Tim's game for sure. In full control is Tim. Yeah, this is the best game, best position by far. He's up 2 minutes. Tim not winning here that will probably seal the match, you know? That type of result. Same functionality, AG, I would say, but obviously this would be a little nicer, less weak. We're gonna see this. This is the only response, yeah, that Tim could be cooking because he wants to deal with that. So very nice from Tim, very nice. Oh, and look, he's piling on the pressure. Love it, love it. Pile it on, buddy. Oh, exquisite from the cannon. Exquisite. Because remember, this one can't happen. This one to go here, it's pretty slow. So there you go. I think that was the only idea. Look at rook d7. Oh, Tim's taking his time. Now, think about the resulting position where most likely a knight's going to end up here against the rook, right? How do you want things to look in that position? Do you want this pawn here? Probably not, right? Because then this knight sinks beautifully into that square. So I think you want more like this, you know, pawns pushing for sure. 35 seconds for Wild Hacks. Tim doing the right thing here. Look at how that knight doesn't have anywhere that it can go right now. Yeah, and this, oh, see, there you go. That's exactly what you don't want. Bad move, very bad move. This guy is gonna recycle to this square right here. 1, 2, 3, and the game ends. The game is just over, I promise you. It will end immediately. Here, not only could Tim still blunder a rook, this knight's insanely tricky. This is not the spot you want to be in. So even though it's 32 seconds to 2 minutes, Tim's f4 move is a categoric miss. Doesn't sound like, you know, oh, it should be that big of a deal. And Tim should still get the win here, but f4 was really bad. Okay, there you go. Tim's wrangling an open file for himself. Well done. Remember, what's needed? There you go. That's the right stuff. Now the position falls apart. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Something needs to get sent. Ah, okay, there you go. That knight is going the wrong way. You're a long way from home there, Dorothy. Yep, this should be it for Tim. He's got 1 minute 17 seconds. No need to rush. He can really take his time with this one. And that should do it. And Tim is on the board. 3.5 to 1.5 Tim Cannon. Letting people know. That's a big win. WildHacks needs to get back to it. The first 4 games were magic. Also, this line that they keep playing, WildHacks is getting the upper hand in. Plain and simple. This with queen here, rook here in e5, WildHacks is killing this variation. Tim is a little bit lost here because he's just kind of blindly playing the same moves, and this is going to happen. And remember last time? He did this and like queen here. It was terrible. So he needs to refine this position, and I'm not sure he's doing it. Great stuff! Tim! We are adapting! Tim, that's beautiful. That's an improvement. You're not just walking into the same bad position, making the same mistake. He wanted to do queen g5, but last time he did it after this, which was terrible. Now he did it first. Huge improvement. This guy's hit, which is a big deal, by the way. So you have to go here. The knight comes back. This is much better for Tim. I don't think he was really going to play this move ever. Like, I don't think that was in his wheelhouse, so just kind of leave that one on the side. Obviously, it would have been a great move. But knight h7 is... I think he was in the... He was always going to bring the knight back, I think. But Tim is happy here. He's up 2 minutes. He's trading. Probably this. Knight. Yeah, I mean, so many options. I think that if you just trade to the endgame like this, hugely in Tim's favor. Now, for example, here, we're going to see the invasion. At least this one, we have that. But it's tough to keep playing good moves here. I would be interested maybe in that as well. This is an okay move. Ignore that eval bar. I think it's a very reasonable move. He's got a pawn on a light square. This is a good thing. This, and then maybe like send the knight over here. Something like that. Yeah, of course it's that. Now this needs to go. You're not doing anything with it yet. I think that's the right way to go. Probably in there. Okay, he's going for this. That's fine as well. Yep. Now here's the tricky part. This, I think, is what black wants. Oh. He sees it. Knight b6 is huge from the cannon. Knight b6 is game-changing. He's got 52 seconds. This should be a win for Tim. Fist pump from the cannon. Three and a half, 2.5. Tim is bringing her back. We got a match all right. It's first to 6. Hacks waved goodbye to his own chess. Yeah, I think that's a message to the bettors, JBell 2023. Can't fade WILDHACKS if WILDHACKS is fading himself. I think he's making a statement with that. Okay, for some reason, Tim not looking to grab that. I mean, I'm sure we'll see some thirsty type of move like this or this or this. Yeah. Dude, I mean, this is just embarrassing though. You've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Like, dude, like this is so obvious what the guy is doing. Like, of course he's like, I mean, I'm calling it like 2 moves in advance. The guy's just gonna make some lame move. That's just so annoying in a match situation like this. Because look how hard Tim had to work. He had to battle WILDHACKS in that end game. And then he hands all that work back in about 20 seconds in a new game. Just brutal. Wow, some big energy from WILDHACKS. Holy. Big statement. Double birds out of the lab. Yeah, I'm grabbing it from his kick stream, so it is a little delayed. That means that we have the opportunity for some very funny moments. Like, for example, WILDHACKS could hang a queen in this game and be given the middle fingers from last game. So, I think there's some good opportunities here. This is definitely an interesting move here. I can see this happening. But it really depends if Tim just activates the Chad in him. Nope, Crosby87, you gave a fist bump at the end of that last win. We all saw it. Real Tim fans saw it. So this is actually Tim blundering, but getting lucky that it actually works out for him. That's a tough move to deal with if you're WILDHACKS. So I am so serious, I would literally consider playing a move like this. Like, this is the high T, this is the low T, both are good. Yeah, 96, you guys have to be careful though. There might be some 95 hitting your queen and bishop, and then meanwhile your knight's still hanging. It's easy to overextend here. So now Tim takes it. Actually kind of interesting, because he's got absolutely no shelter anymore. But the bottom line is the material is now equal. And I just don't really see how this is going to be enough. Like, I think in the hands of a stronger player, yeah, this is pretty convincing. But the thing is, Tim, he just doesn't really have a breakthrough after something like this. I mean, even now, this is more than okay. I think both guys are underestimating how destructive this move is. This and this is probably needed. Okay, bishop takes g3 from WH. We're looking at this, but most importantly, probably looking at that. So there actually is a threat as well. The other move that might happen is this. This is an LET move. Low energy Tim. Oh my god. If that's LET, I don't know what this move is. Good gracious. Queen E2? That'll be the worst find. Queen E2 hanging the bishop and retreating the most powerful piece into a queen trade. How could I forget? Into an unreal queen trade now that we're down a piece. There you go, folks.
In a sense, it's like in music. It's not the notes. It's the space between the notes and the next.
Crazy. Tapions, you were talking about Tim being suspicious. I agree. Yeah, Tim's rating does seem a little bit high for the moves he's playing. 1570, yeah, might have to get Tim checked. $43 seconds for WILDHACKS. So probably what was needed from Tim was maybe a move like this. Hard to say. I actually like this move from Tim. Maybe he's gonna go, yeah. And if this, okay, I think this one's important to finally free up his pieces. WILDHACKS with actually a very, very good reroute. That's troublesome, and then this one's coming. So, ooh, okay, that wasn't the best. Maybe finally time for this?
In a sense, it's like in music. It's not the notes. It's the space between the notes and the next and the next and the next.
This is concerning. Okay, there's no mate. Might do that one. Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to go there for some reason. So he does have this, but... Oh, whoa. Knight takes, eh? Oh, hang on. Don't rule out Tim trading pieces when he's lost. I hope we see something like this, though. Dude, I don't know how you think to trade your only piece there. It's really remarkable to me. Like, I don't know how it crosses your mind. You have a rook, and that's it. That's it. Yeah, outside, baby. Outside. We needed more discipline there. More discipline from Tim. Just shuffling would have been sufficient. Now, WILDHACKS can actually choke this. Yeah. WILDHACKS can choke this for sure. Because you can't sack the queen for the pawn. That's actually very annoying. Mm-hmm. Tim, we need some speed, dude. You're actually killing it right now. Speed from Tim. There it is. Tim. Yeah, that's right, Tim. That's right, dude. Speed, man, speed. Tim. Wake up. Tim. 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 Like, wake up, man. Tim's turning me into fucking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Like, Tim! Come on, man! Like, Scoops! Make a fucking move, Scoops! Jesus, man. Painful to watch. Okay, WILDHACKS is playing the same absolutely dead lost variation. This is horrendous. How could you repeat this? I can't. Why is this opening? WILDHACKS offered a draw, let it be known. You'll see his coy smile in probably 10 seconds on the cam. Oh, there it is. There's the smile. Unmistakable. Okay, so WILDHACKS has a total of 4 pawns. A total of 4 pawns. And it's move 14. Pretty nice from Tim there. Salty was active today. The clown was playing matches earlier today. In fact, he kicked off the energy. That's the thing. When Tim's in a position and there's so many wins, it actually becomes more difficult to find the loss. And that's where Tim excels. It still requires quite a bit of technique, because this is anyone's game. I mean, even still it shouldn't be, but yeah, I think this is a really smart move, because now you have that, or even this way there's just so many extra things loose. Yeah, so that's well played from Tim there. And he's simplifying even more with bishop f3. I actually really like that. nothing to see here. This is a 5.5, 3.5 match. And of course, Tim's even got extra time here. Okay, bishop d5 might have been nice. Surprisingly, no h6. Tim, for some reason, like, just unable to put his king on the opposite color square of the bishop. Oh, WILDHACKS